tell you about Legend Seeker and how you can support its development while getting some awesome perks. By subscribing to our Legendary tier on YouTube or becoming a paid member on our Discord or Patreon, you'll get early access to all Legend Seeker lore and mechanics. This means you'll be among the first to dive into the world of Legend Seeker and give direct feedback that will help shape the game. But that's not all. Supporters will also be the first to playtest the system and will get exclusive invites to private streams where we discuss the game in detail. Your input will play a huge role in making Legend Seeker the best that it can be. Now, for those of you who love watching our tabletop role-playing game shows, supporting Legend Seeker comes with some fun bonuses for the casts. Here's how it works. If you are a Copper or Common member on Discord or Patreon, you can give a $20 benefit to a player of your choice. Silver and Uncommon members can give 2 benefits to 2 players of your choice. If you go the YouTube route, you can give a $50 benefit to a player of your choice. And for the ultimate support, Gold and Mythic members on Discord and Patreon give a $20 benefit to 3 players of your choice. You can choose from all casts across Moonskull. Every bit of support goes directly towards making Legend Seeker a reality. It helps fund the art, writing, editing, and eventual publishing of the game. So, if you want to be a part of this journey and support our shows, join our Legendary tier on YouTube or become a member on Discord or Patreon. We couldn't do it without you, and we're excited to build Legend Seeker together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the game.
Is that Calvino? Don't do any writing. Don't be productive. Don't listen to chat. At you.
Well, you heard it here. Let me know how loud or quiet I am. I have my volumes and all my bits and pieces and everything in OBS set to work with video. Sometimes OBS. Thinks I'm about 1/3 is loud. It's irony, the real Chrysanthus is very blunt and shorter. Wah wah. I'd be a bit quiet. Listen to chat. Always listen to chat. Never listen to chat. Chat doesn't have my best interest at heart, Calvino. All right, I'm at 44%. We'll put it up to 65. How about 65? What do you think? Did you guys hear that? I got a grump. I got a grump out of this guy. Why are you grumpy? Why are you grumpy right now? Why are you grumping? You were just so pleasantly happy, and I started talking to chat, and now you're like looking at me like you want to smack me in the face. What did I do? Did I move or something? Maybe I interrupted his bath. I don't know. He's in a slightly happy, slightly grumpy mood because he's wanted to be snuggly all day, and I've been busy in meetings, and so he's had to just sleep on my lap and put my legs to sleep. It's great for him, not so fun for me. It's the Calvino. His brother is outside on the back porch. He got a hold of, I had taken a bag out there to move some stuff around. It was just a bag with little handles, a little paper bag. And I rip the handles so they can't get their little head stuck in them, because if I leave a bag out there, they'll stick their head through those handles and then get it stuck and run around like mad cats until they get them broken. So I undid it, and then he walked up to the table, knocked it on the floor, and now he's sleeping in it. It's his cat cave right now. So you can't do anything without the cats taking over. Grumpy kitty. Grumpy kitty. How is everybody doing? How's everybody's Tuesday looking? Or was it looking? I had a pretty good one, and I've taken a couple days off before the 4th so I can get some stuff done. And Yeah, it's going to be strange. Having some time. It's another reason my last meeting went for 3.5 hours, because I'm going to be out for a couple days, and so are other people. Cat that I grew up with had this weird thing where if a plastic bag was on the floor, he would always pee on it. Yeah, I have a cat like that. I can't leave a plastic bag around. He's just literally was like, "Oh, for me." Like, no, you have a litter box. Go use the litter box. Wait till the cat's out of the bag. Da da da. Yeah, it's Benji's brother. Calvino's brother Benji is the one in the bag out on the porch. He just decided it was his place to be, and that's where he lives at the moment. So he's you might be able to see it here. We'll see. You can see him sort of hiding in the bag there. That's him, just hanging out inside the bag. That's where he lives now. All right, so last time I worked on some NPCs. I worked on Kylus Fontius. I did some work on Casimir off screen. And I'm thinking I'm going to look into some more governmental things. Simple government stuff. So on the headings of some of these entries, honestly. Davila, Kika, yeah, Xander, Seraph. What's the contention? All right, I gotta go back up a ways here. Strand villages, detailed timeline. All right, we want to go right down here to the beginning of the archive. Okay, these are places. Let me check something on this station here. Okay. So this down one note. Okay. So the caustic strand, trade skirmishes, and natural predators. I'm gonna change this to trade disputes, monster skirmishes, and natural predators. So I don't think I need to put capital N or capital P on natural predators. By the way, hello Gino, hello horror host, hello Fantastic, hello Crescent, hello Dave. Let's see. Do we have anybody else in here that I missed? Miss anybody else right now? And Crescent, of course. Going to the beach later this week. You want a set of beach chairs. Oh, nice. All right. I got to get myself a new couple chairs for my back patio and porch. I've had these. They're the kind that fold up to, be about this tall, and you just pull them open and they fold the seat out, the back out, and the arms out, and it's all made of kind of a heavy, like, duty outdoor tent material, like canvas, like you would use on, well, anything that's waterproof and outside. One of them has a drink holder and a little cooler built into the hand or the armrest, and it's a big, nice, comfy chair. But I've had them all for like 10 years or more, and they're starting to fall apart. They're really faded, but the cats love them, and they use them as scratching posts too. And they're almost falling apart. So I sat down in one today, and I heard the fabric ripped, and I'm like, well, definitely time for a new outside chair. So I'm going to be getting some of those soon. I just have to do a little shopping. You see your last? Yes, you're always last, Dave, because we've got to mention Dave last, so your name is on everybody's lips and nobody forgets it. Always nice to go to the beach. Yeah, beaches are fun. Beaches can also be just a mess, depending on the crowd that's there. All right, so the capital is Aquae Iphorai. Calvino, how you doing, buddy? You more comfortable there? You more comfortable there? Okay, good. All right. So the capital is A4 over here. The largest city is Port Castra. It is a representative republic. The dialect spoken here is common. Now, I think we've changed the name of that, but Rudai probably won't be around to the stream since he's a busy guy this week. That it might be called trade common. I'm not sure. This is why I go to the beach at the end of September when the tourists leave, but the weather's still warm. Ah, that would work. That would work. I just go to the beach with a paper bag with like a bottle inside it and just talk to myself. And everybody leaves me alone. Weird. Some people even give me money. It's kind of fun. And if you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you. All right. Religion is Thalassa and Xander for obvious reasons. The sea and Xander because, well, he gave his life defending them. They're called Ephorians or Saltmen. Okay. I think we're going to put right below this. I'm going to put it. We'll just leave it as the caustic strand. It's called the Republic of A4. I get to stay at my dad's, so I don't have to pay for anything or interact with tourists. Well, how fancy is that? Now I know what my next trip to the beach will look like. Here you go. Just ordered 2 new chairs in a bag for travel. Keep them in the car and use them a lot, actually. Nice. Some beach somewhere is a song. Okay, then. I don't know that song. You should, I don't know, there's somewhere on Moonskull, I know. You should share a picture of what kind of chairs you bought. Because everybody's interested, right? All right. Good boy, Calvino. Good boy. Where did I put that stupid thing? All right. Here. So the caustic strand is a common current is D, not A. Current common name for the coastal republic of A4, once known colloquially by its Agrian name of columbarium for the people's practice of keeping doves. I always grew up always at the lake. I prefer a pool. Ah, Gillis chrysanth, both ends are deep, and for her, wah. Very nice. I'm sure she's got water wings. You got a slippery spot here. Let me help you with your little feet slippage there, bud. There you go. Filipino's like, meow. All right, so Agrian name of columbarium for the people's practice of keeping doves. Homes to a thriving population of master potters, fishermen, and devotees to both the goddess Thalassa, the demigod Ari, one of Xander's science. Once stunning coastal isles and innerlands were laid to waste during the God-Killer War by Grix and his forces. The outer defense of the Port Castor and the coastal mile forts of Aquae Iphorai were destroyed, leaving the people here at the mercy of marauding war bands. The devastation was not limited to their defenses, though, as the monstrosities poisoned and cracked the very land as they fought Ari's forces to a standstill. Although he is slain by Grix, his forces manage to slowly advance to the evil armies until help arrives from Silveron, and their combined might push Grix and his armies back out to sea. Crescent just gives a straight face. More than a millennia later, the land there has still not recovered. Here has still not recovered, though the locals found ways to harvest the rich minerals and salts stirred up by the volcanic activity, both in the coastal waters and hot springs that abound in the surrounding hills. Major villages each have a small military garrison rotated from a standing army stationed here for the purpose of protecting the people as they harvest the area's natural resources. So we've gone over that. I'm looking at some distances here. Let's see if we do map units. Let me say it's almost 43 miles to Sulis. And Savis is another 16 miles on top of that. And maybe 15. Okay. Go. A good 28, well, 33, 28 miles. So, a little more than a day's travel down. Short trip there. Elysium, this road, takes a little longer. All right. Get there, 15 miles. Okay. That road goes up into the hills, the mounds and things up there. Okay. Right. So how much distance is there between these two bridges? Almost 50 miles. Okay. There's a 50-mile stretch of this river where you have to cross in one of these two main spots. Or hope that you can get across. Take a boat. Take a ferry. Question. Has it been defined how long after the God Killer War modern day is? About 1,300 years. Currently, that's what we're sitting at about 1,300 years. So long enough that for most humans, it's been many generations. For the longer-lived races, enough time has passed that that some of them, will obviously still be alive, but they've had a chance to also move on slightly. So no living human knows what it was like to walk amongst the gods. And that's where we sit. And they've been rebuilding since the war ended, which has been difficult for everybody in the main part of the Godlands because the Agrians pulled back and kind of left them to their own devices. So they've had 1,300 years to forget how to repair things and find their own way of doing things that wasn't Agrian. Right, Calvino? Yeah. And that's currently where the number sits. Yeah, I just found some camp chairs that look really similar to my old camp chairs. And come in a set. Oh, nice. It's a twin pack. Oh yeah, they're very similar. They're almost exactly the same, but they look like they have a little more cushion to them. Okay. Interesting. While I'm doing this, I was looking at the camp chairs. All right. So, I wonder if I just watched that fly get caught in that little spider web because the spider rebuilt his little web up in the corner. And the fly just went whoop and got stuck in it. I don't see the spider coming for him, though, so. Well, fly, he may just be stuck. I don't know. Be interesting to see how the mythology of the war varies from civilization between the races. Yeah, and I have some notes here and there because human beings tend to think of things differently than the other races. And they tend to mythologize more quickly as opposed to the people who, may still have been alive during some of this. But that's why when I made the mention in over here in Göteborg that they have a temple, Kika, on the mount of their capital city, that is the oldest thing. That's the most beautiful old stone building that they have in the place. But nobody's exactly sure why they have a temple dedicated to Kika there, because they're not exactly the most jovial of folk. But there it is, and he's kind of worshipped sort of as a we're not 100% sure why, but we've done this for so long. And so there's some fun adventure hooks and some lore that can be worked out by either we'll do it and we'll put it out in like blog posts or like little splat books or something, whatever Rudai decides to go forward with, and put that stuff out for people to play with, or give suggestions for how DMs could utilize it in their campaign. I love having all these hooks everywhere that people can ignore, keep, take away. Right. That's funny. All right. Just looking at one of my notes here. Like, okay, that's a bizarre thing for me to put of notes, but it was for later. All right. So we've got, we got this. I think I'm gonna name that lake here. We're gonna put it. Yeah. Because I want to make this lake, because this thing is massive. I mean, this is not a small body of water. This thing is like 16 miles long and 8 miles across. This is a very large body of water. I was going to be just calling it a salt lake, but that's while it's a fitting description, it's not a good description, because everyone will think, oh, it's just Salt Lake. But it's not. All right. So, come up with a better name for that. Okay. Where is my thesaurus here? That could work. Right next to a battery pond. Yeah, there we go. If I run a game, there's definitely going to be a god of sarcasm. Nice. That's an interesting. Got it. How you doing, Kelvino? You're snuggled up pretty well. Hi, buddy. Yeah, go ahead. Snuggle down. Stay there. My leg's not falling asleep quite yet. Hello, Cajun Corey. We're talking about a lake. And we're talking about people's plans for the weekend. You comfy, Kelvino? I know, you were really comfy earlier, then I had to move you because I had to switch where I was sitting. All right. Go back in here. And we go to labels. Labels. And we go down much smaller than that. We change it to the great. And we bring it down to the smallest thing we can bring. I don't want letter spacing. What am I doing? Ah, here we go. Okay. All right, so we gotta make it a little larger because that's almost impossible. Yep, it's the Bitter Lake right now. We'll come up with something later. Cajun Corey, the Coreyest of Cajuns, or the Cajunest of Coreys. So glad the names are normal here. Yeah, it was funny. It switched halfway, well, partway through Cthulhu last night. It just, boop. The names just changed back. Before all the horrible things started happening to everyone. Go watch the episode if you haven't. Okay. That. This. Here. This says. Yeah. That's a good answer. All right, we got some works. Some words. Pretty upset y'all can't see my new amazing handle anymore. It's the end of the fight and haven't had a chance to timestamp it yet. Ah, well, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Did Clay die last night? Yeah, I don't know. Did he? Went in, changed all my name settings on YouTube because of it, but thankful I still did. Retiring target. Good. I don't want to know what the handle was. So yeah. It's rarely. Around. Where's the empty into it? Renew the minerals year round. At its deepest, it's rarely more 30 feet to the bottom. All right. All right. All right, so it's in Endorheic, and I don't even know how to pronounce it, Endorheic Lake. So there's no outlet. Basically, water goes in, minerals go in, there's no outflow. So it's harvested a lot. Minerals they keep harvesting from it. It's a very bitter, salinated lake. Huh. All right, lake. What would it be? If it would be, because I think there'd be a lot of waterfowl, stuff like that. An ecosystem? How about an ecosystem? I wonder if you can. This don't know that. Hey, bud. Oh boy, that was quite a stretch. Hello, Snugglebutt. Kelv, you know what? I gotta move you a little bit, Snuggly. You're getting my leg to sleep. Oh my goodness. How did you make such an emphatic purr? Normally he'll meow at me. He literally just did a purr surge when I picked him up like that. Okay. Okay. I have my hands back, Calvino. Please. I don't want to bargain with you. I'm just taking my hand back. There we go. Toxicity, conservation. All right. Brown. Animals that frequent the... So basically, Bitter Lake is a heavy salinized inland lake. Shores are bordered by barren beaches. They're used by locals for harvesting the minerals from the lake. Rivers and emptying into it. Renew the minerals year-round, though at its deep, it's rarely more than 30 feet to the bottom. Renew the minerals and water. Year-round, though at its deep, it's rarely more than 30 feet to the bottom. The lake is home to a thriving ecosystem of waterfowl, shorebirds, and brine shrimp. Feed many of the animals that frequent the location. I was trying to find out if I think brine shrimp they're tiny. I don't think they're something that pretty much anything eats except birds. Well, actually, fish. Fish eat them a lot. Guess that kind of works. I don't think they're very big. They're kind of small. Because they can live in a really high salinized water. Okay. Okay. Great Salt Lake. Oh, hey, the Great Salt Lake has them. Hey, perfect. Look at that. It's like real world stuff. Nutrients small, blah, blah, blah. Okay. They took them into outer space, interestingly enough. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in there. Our brine shrimp. Oh, there's the things that they package as sea monkeys. Anyway, it still shows your. Do I have to update the intro? I don't know. Comments after the videos I didn't like before. True. Yeah. Comment and people can see it. Ralph? Yeah. Ralph. Yeah, real world, I hate that place. It's full of people. I believe so. Sea monkeys are just brine shrimp. Okay, so I wish I could tilt the camera down. You guys could see Calvino because he's laying on my lap at the worst angle possible that I have to hold him up. But he has his paws in front of him like this. He's sleeping like that. He's like a 22-pound baby. What is going on back here? I wonder if April is chasing moths again. And she runs back and forth in front of the camera back there, chasing moths. It makes so much noise. There's nobody back there. Oh my gosh. Benji is still sleeping in that bag. Oh, he literally just came out. Oh, nope, he stretched and he's going back into it. He is so happy in that bag. He has been in that thing for going on like 3 hours, I think, just napping. And every ding I'm hearing is just him rearranging himself in the bag. Chrysanth knows her sea creatures, mostly crabs, but apparently also shrimp. Wah, wah. So I'm going to be lost this weekend. I won't be working any overtime. I don't know what to do. Well, time to tackle some of those things around home that you need to do, Corey. Do those Cajun tasks. Cajun it up. Okay. Okay, yeah, I don't have to put anything else in there. Hey, bud. Oh, that's quite a yawn. Keep my hands free of those teeth. Vampire cat teeth. Hot springs right down here. Okay. Salina is in the lake. The shores are bordered by barren beaches and used by locals for harvesting minerals from waters. All right. Saying on festival days, locals can be found floating around the lake, relying on its saline content to keep them afloat as they enjoy a day free of work. So, like the Dead Sea, they can just float and float. Oh, how did I do here? Oh, change the setting on that. Not good. There we go. That's for all the little furs, Kelby. You know, you're getting fur in my mouth. Mr. Fantastic on the Queen of Crabs. Wow, Secretary Nugget. Go watch explosions in the sky. Turn pretty colors. Yeah, ba-boom! Or cause some of them. Cause some of them. Hey, buddy. Oh my goodness, that's a stretch. Oh. Oh boy. Hi, do I need to flip you around? You're sliding off my lap and I don't want you to fall on the floor. I don't want you to fall on the floor, buddy. I don't want you to fall on the floor. Hi. Yeah, you're on camera. Camera, buddy. You're just a little floof down here, legs sticking up. But you're on camera. Yeah. You're a happy cat right now. Goodness. So, I was gonna mention something about these hot springs. But I'm trying to think. What do you think, Kelvino? Can we come up with something unusual for the hot springs? I mean, we have all the information on all of them. We have all the different types of hot springs, which ones are scary to go in, which ones aren't. Okay. Got a happy little face there, buddy. Oh, sorry. He's like, you scruffed my chin one too many times, pal. Hey, Shadow Warden. I gotta move you slightly here. Oh, clunk. Clunk. We'll see if my neighbors shoot all the fireworks in the world off again. There's a group of people a few houses down the way. Maybe, I don't know if they're a quarter mile away or whatever, but they use large fireworks. Very loud. And comfy? Good boy. And clunker, clunker, clunker go the cats. Okay. Loud fireworks. Oh, yeah. They are super loud and super close. You comfy here? I can move. I can move. Oh, dear. That's a pose. All right. Stretch. The... I think we're going to leave the hot springs as they are because I give enough information to let people make their own stuff up about them without going into like deep detail about specific ones. Let people draw their own conclusions, create their own stuff, but then start talking about the baths and the medins and things. Yeah. Okay. Got your face? Okay. I really wish I could stop you and your brother from having those little scratchy things on your noses in the summer, but oh well. All right, the Whistlings. Haven't seen Wisty Melon around for a long time, but there are Whistlings named after her. Bring them a case of beer and ask if you can sit in their yard and watch. There you go. I can see them pretty well from where I'm sitting, so I might have a better show than they do because they're looking at them from their area going up pretty close, and I see them over the trees, so. Get that cranium of yours cleaned up there, Calvino. Uh-huh. Good boy. All right. Ocean hued worm-like nuisance flyers measuring a foot or two in length. Whistlings nest in the hills and coasts of the entire caustic strand. Their distinctive cries haunt the villages and constantly harry the fishermen for scraps and shiny objects. All right. And here we go. Just get a ping over there. Oh, whatever.
Hi. What? Meh. What? You want attention?
Okay. All right. I'll stop petting you so you can get yourself clean, Mr. Bath Cat. Every time I pet him, he's like, lick that spot. Okay, fine. Messing up his bath time or something. All right, Whistlings. Anyway, I was going Whistlings. The small ocean-hued worm-like nuisance flyers measuring a foot or two in length. Whistlings nest in the hills and coasts of the entire caustic strand, where their distinctive cries haunt the villages. And they constantly harry the fishermen for scraps and shiny objects. Shiny objects. These little predators often swallow items they can't digest, which get coated by the slime in their stomachs to create worry stones, which the Whistlings eventually regurgitate in their nests. Natural stones are highly valuable, and the use of the strand routinely raid these nests looking for even one such treasure. More valuable than oyster pearls, the largest rumored stone of this type is an ancient specimen that supposedly adorned a magical crown worn by an oracle who lived on the strand in ancient times. The devotee of Arentha, she regularly gazed into the shining bay, using its tranquil silvery waters as a giant scrying pool. Get to the pool dragons. Oh yeah, still gotta write up some monster stuff for this and see. Like with the root, I'm gonna come up with a list of the monsters or creatures that are from these areas, and get monsters written up and stats written up for them all. Who needs fireworks? We got Chrysanth. We can set her off with our fantastic puns. Well, yeah. but you don't really get to hear the kaboom. It's just visual. And I'm going to try and put a label in here. Okay. All right, we've got the rambles. We're going to make it go up one. I'm going to add that. Put it here. We're going to rotate it slightly. And we're going to put a little bit of a... We got to go this way. Ah! Why did I do that? All right, let's try and go this way. We're going to do that, and we're going to do this. Rotate it a tiny bit more, just a little. And we're going to see if I can bring it down without making the size. There we go, the rambles. There we go. And this is the remnants of the islands that used to be out here, the beautiful islands that created the nice sheltered bay, which were shattered into horrible rocky messes. Bricks came through. All right, anyway, pool dragons. Oh, man. I think I'm tired. And I'm drinking coffee. These bleached pale lizards can reach up to 4 feet in length and have a powerful and infectious bite. They linger in the hotter pools, hiding in the murky mineral-laden waters for warmth, and to stealthily hunt smaller mammals for food. People of the strand usually check their work pools for these nearly invisible predators with long sticks, chasing them away or killing them for their resilient hides. I can't have my coffee cup. Nope. Larger specimens find their hides tanned for use in constructing canoes, which are then used in larger pools. Smaller hides are used to make work tools and protective gear. What's a monster's favorite streaming service? Hulu. Bite of these lizards can be deadly if not flushed with cleansing agents, though most work crews carry on a paste made from local mineral-laced mud to combat such an infection. Calvino, you're making me tired. I figured it out. It's you. You are the sleep master. You are Morpheus. Good job. All right. The black dragon rookeries in the peaks above the strand, which is all along in these mountains up in here, all the way from Mauritium down past Dubris near Port Castra, are the rookeries for the black dragons. Hi. What? What? Do you need me to pick you up? I can't type if I pick you up. Okay, I'll pet your head. I'll pet your head. There we go. Hello, Jensen. How am I an hour late? How's everyone today? Well, I don't know. How are you an hour late? Doing well. That made you chuckle? The Cthulhu joke made you chuckle? Nice. Cthulhu. We were chatting about what we're doing for 4th of July weekend around here. Hey, bud. Yeah, I know. You hate it every time I move my legs around. But I've got to move my legs around a little bit. Yeah. There you go. You can lay on my hand. All right. In the peaks above the strand, the noxious vents and acidic pools make the area completely uninhabitable for most beings, but are perfect for the rookeries of the local dragon population. They've established rookeries here and there, laying their eggs in the alkaline pools and moving them to more acidic pools as they near hatching. Heat and alkaline water separate the embryo from the shell and liquefy the layer between them, insulating it, suspending it safely. When they move their eggs to the acidic pools, this begins to dissolve the shell, or begins to dissolve the shell, so the maturing dragonling can then break it open more easily. Dragon eggs can mature safely without the use of the pools. What you doing? But this process speeds up the gestation and hatching cycle dramatically. Are you going somewhere? What are we doing here? Oh my goodness. That was quite a struggle to get up. What's going on? Hi. Come here. Come here. Yeah, okay. Hello. Get into this. You're totally pulling on my speaker cable and everything. Hi. What do you need? Do you need to come up here? You can come up here? Oh, buddy. Okay. I love you too. I love you too. Oh, buddy. Come here. Come here. Hi. You can go somewhere else or you're going to stay here with me? I can't really type this way. Hi. I kind of need some room. All right. Where are you going? Are you going down, or are you going to lay on my lap again? Oh, of course. You're just going to go wherever you want to go. Okay, you're going down. Go ahead. Oh, wow. You're going over there. Okay. Flop around. You okay? You're walking like you're drunk. Are you really that tired? Wow. Okay. He's just yawning. Do you need me to let you back outside? Is this what I'm getting? Okay. I'll be right back. Buddy, you are just crazy today. I'll even carry you outside so you don't have to walk. You're getting a hold of everything there. All right, come on, buddy. All right, I'm back. So who has a good non-pun joke? Or a few of them, if they're short. Anyone? Anyone? It's the chair. Baby Calvino, yep. Cat's getting princess treatment. Yeah, well, he gets the prince treatment because he is the prince. His grandmother is the queen. I have legs. I've got 2 of them. And they walk and stuff. Oh, I forgot. I was going to tell you. In my grand tradition of the cats trying to kill me, I had that feral cat in here. And she was looking around, enjoying searching around the basement. And she got right under my feet because she likes to bump into my legs and just kind of rush against me. Got in front of me. And down here I have some stuff from lots of old computers. And one of them is a subwoofer from a set of speakers I bought like 20 some years ago. And it's a big, square, solid, wooden frame. Perfectly, aligned edges. And I took a step, brought my right foot up. She started to walk under it. So I stepped past her and was like, oh no. Brought my foot down rapid pace because I was losing my balance. Here's the corner of that box. My big toe, second toe, right there, right between them. That corner went right up between them in that part of your foot there where it's very, fleshy between the bones. And I hit it hard, full force, walking forward, falling forward, caught myself on it. I was like, oh, well, I'm going to be limping tomorrow. And about 2 hours later, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a little swollen up. And then I was thinking, oh, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. And about 12 hours later, it was like, oh no, I can bend my toes just fine. Everything's fine. My knee was a little sore, so I'm like, oh man, I'm glad I adapt and heal quickly. Because I was like, oh no, because my left knee was hurting already. Like I have 2 sore knees. But I survived and rebounded. Yeah, we'll go with rebounded. And I didn't even end up getting a bruise out of it, which was kind of surprising. I expected, with the amount of pain and that thing hitting me that hard between those toes, I was like, oh, this can't be good. But I didn't have to worry about anything. Yeah, it hurt. I was happy. Let's see here. No pun jokes. I have a few dad jokes. Okay. Told a co-worker last week there are dark corners of the internet where I'm known to be sarcastic. True story. Wah, wah. Let me tell you a dirty story. A horse fed in the mud. Nice, Dave. Wait, Chrysanth, were you saying ouch to that joke? One of those jokes, both of those jokes, or my story? I can tell you a clean story. The horse got a bath. Wow. Got it, man. Got it. Horrible, horrible. Ah, the ouch to the foot. Yeah, it survived. It was fine. It was just sound fury signifying nothing. It was nothing big. It seemed worse than it was. It hurt, but then it was done. Okay, why am I? Oh my gosh, why am I getting like 1,000 messages at work? Something break? All those dings. I gotta answer this really quickly. I'll be right back. It's going to be really exciting because I'm going to do this. I'm going to lean over here. Well, that was easier than I thought. It's just, there was just a slew of messages that all came in at once from 3 different groups of people. Oh, wait, no, I didn't answer them. Oh, shoot. Oh my gosh, I have 25 DMs at work. Wait a second. I just answered those 3. Where did these come from? Okay, what is this? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Why are these worrying about this? What? Okay. Well, one of my guys is being very responsible and talking to him since he knows I'm out for the evening, which I love. He pinged me, then answered their questions to the best of his knowledge, which was exactly the correct knowledge. I like not being needed because I've trained somebody well enough that they can answer the question the way I would. I love it. Let's see. My favorite joke is, what do you get when you cross a joke with a rhetorical question? I don't know what happened, but the cats must have clawed the dog earlier. He was not happy about it. Oh, no. Walked up to one of my coworkers and said, you look like you have roaches. Do you think this work shows a picture of a can of Raid bug spray? Huh. Was that a joke, Shadow Warden? I don't know. I thought it was let me knock this plate on the floor. I didn't do it. Well, responsibility. My boss has been getting good feedback of how we did while he was up for 2 weeks. Oh, good. Excellent. 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 All right, what was I on to here? I was past the rookeries. I was past Ari's cairn. Out of the giant remains. Now, there are different types of giants, too, and I have not specified which ones are in which. This area, around here, there's a lot of hill and mountain giants, so I'll have to find out from Erudai which types of giants we're going with, what type of things we're doing with them. As it is, I have to come up with a little bit more lore for some of the different racial variants, the different, I guess, ancestries, like say the elves and the dwarves and the gnomes and everybody have, because I don't have a lot of that in the lore yet, and I think it would be important to explain what they are. So to that end, I gotta give myself a note. I'm gonna actually put that note in this chat over here now that I think about it. Um, spell all these words properly, it'll make more sense. I feel like something is in the corner of my eye, like I got like an eyelash or something in there. It's not fun. There we go. I will even turn these into. No, I don't have to put notes. Do it that way. Boom. There we go. All right. Now I want to find out what is in the corner of my eye here. It's really bugging me. I hate having something in the corner of my eye. Really frustrating. I think I got it out though. I hope. Anyway, I mean, he wasn't causing trouble while he was gone. In an real life story, he said I was effed up for saying that. Well, Shadow Warden, maybe. You look like you're surrounded by roaches. Back in the day before we had HR, we had a guy, one of the guys, this was his method of hitting on one of the girls at work. He walked up to her and said, "Hey, you're a girl. Can you show me how to do laundry?" She didn't appreciate that. And I joked with her. I said, you don't know how to do laundry, do you? She says, "Shut up. I know how to do laundry." He's like, "I just didn't want him to assume I knew how to do laundry. But also, I think he was just trying to hit on me." I said, "Oh, definitely, yeah. Because I doubt he does laundry." But, sorry. No, I think it's actually, cat fur or an eyelash or something that got in the corner of my eye, I think. I don't know. There's always something. There's always something. Was laundry the name of his dog? Oh dear. Ask an expert. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, did you guys see that there is such a thing as sliced mayonnaise. It looks like cheese slices, but it's jiggly. You should go get some. Try it out. This is the best thing since sliced mayonnaise. Gross. Oh, you know, I wonder. I bet what it was. It wasn't hot sauce, Dave. I think I know what it was after all because I was touching my eye because of that. I see why it's hurting after I got the thing out. Because I had at lunch today, I had pickled jalapenos on my food, and I bet I got a little bit of it under one of my fingernails or something, and probably got a tiny smidge of it on my eye. Yeah, probably. I'm really good at getting that stuff in my eyes. Yay me. All right. Anyway, so we're to the Giants. I was talking about hill giants and the sub races and everything. Up above the Caustic Strand is Hillmouth, which is a hill giant stronghold. So lots of giants in this area, and they have a kind of an uneasy truce with the people around. But the evil giants who sided with Grix during the war were the vanguard of the army that besieged this whole area, the Caustic Strand, during the God Killer War. None of them survived. Xander's son, the demigod Ari, being particularly adept at battling them. He was the giant scourge, the giant killer. Today, their oversized weapons, armor, and even their bones are unearthed in the search for minerals and treasures across the Strand. More than one dwelling, village, or fort features a giant skull. A giant's weapon or bones is either decorations or as part of functional architecture, reminding all who see them of the brutality of the ancient conflict. I still just picture some person here next to their little house has a sailcloth or a tarp or something thrown over something, and somebody walks by and is like, "What's that?" And they just throw it back. And they're like, "Ah, it's our giant skull. We've had it in the family for since the war. It's just it's always been there. We just don't know what to do with it." Ah, take it off your hands for a few coins. Kind of like that old classic car sitting in a barn somewhere collecting dust. There's a giant skull somewhere, or a giant sword over a hearth, or a giant sword being used as like a what do you call the arch over a ranch or a town? Like the little sign when you come in, the welcoming arch or whatever. There's like a couple of giant spears being used to hold up the base of the sign or something like that. It'd be kind of fun. And I can picture a lot of the places around here being called, the Giant's End, and not that way, not there, but the Giant's End, as in, I knew Dave would go there. I'm calling you out, Dave. Look at that, we're getting all the jokes out. The area should probably have that noted. Maybe I will. I'll note that here. Let's say many. Many inns, taverns, and places of business reference giants in some way or another across the Strand. From Aritzio. We'll say west. So many inns, taverns, and places of business reference giants in some way or another across the Strand. The Giant's End is a famous inn on the road west towards A4 from Sulis and features a caricature of a comical giant being shot in the rear by archers. There you go, the Giant's End. To the Giant's End! Let's see. Slice mayo sounds like hell. Never forgive you for showing you that. Hey, I just share. I'm a sharer. I knew a guy who would clean his dishes with lake water, and his dishes were always very clean. Lake water was the name of his dog. Wah, wah. Spent more time getting women to not like me at work rather than hitting on me. Hey, well, hey, you've got a hobby. Fantastic as a hobby. The giant end of a fat giant. Enter at your own risk. Ew, could be a real stunner. I have to avoid hitting people at work. It really sends mixed messages. You work in a cemetery. I don't. Yeah. Hello, sassy witch. Can't see you for my purse, but I'm awake this time for your purse. Well, at least you're awake. That's why I hit on all the women in chat. Wait, I don't do that, do I? Dave. Stop sending Chrysanth pictures of oatmeal raisin cookies. It's not going to work. And always sending all those pictures of Muppets to try and sway sassy witch. Chrysanth. Uh-huh. I may have gotten the cookie type wrong. I don't know. Why do I encourage things? I mean, smart man. Why do you encourage things? This is my hobby. Like I said last night in Cthulhu, I'm an instigator, not an investigator. That's it. I just throw the matches and the gasoline into the ring. What people do with them is their own business. Yeah. Snickerdoodles. I have a question. I'm going to show my cookie ignorance. What is a snickerdoodle? What makes a snickerdoodle cookie a snickerdoodle? Does it have peanuts in it or something, or caramel or something? I don't know. Oatmeal raisin cookie are trash. Great Depression food. One of the things you love about me. That's me. Matches and gasoline. Yeah, as a kid, we used to have oatmeal raisin cookies. Not very often because not everybody liked them. I like oatmeal cookies. I like peanut butter cookies and gingerbread cookies the best. But we used to also have rice pudding when I was a kid. And Jell-O, a lot of Jell-O because it was super cheap to make. And it was our dessert of choice many times because you get one package of Jell-O and you make an entire bowl full of Jell-O and everybody gets a bunch for dessert. But rice pudding. I always liked rice pudding when I was a kid. So even when we made rice for other meals, if we had it left over, like if we got those cans of the chow mein or whatever it was, I can't remember, la choy stuff when I was young. It was cheap. My mom could make it. We could eat that and a bunch of rice and, well, we'd have a big meal. But if we had rice left over, we'd get to, after dinner, have a big scoop of rice or milk in it and cinnamon and sugar on top. And that was our dessert. And we loved it. Shameless man! It's cinnamon, I think, but crunchy. Oh, okay. My sister loves oatmeal raisin. I thought a waste of raisins. I'm quite a fan of chocolate pudding, the instant stuff. My dad loves red pudding. So, chocolate pudding, when I was little and we make it, it was not instant. You had to sit there and stir it. And then when you put it in the little pudding cups or whatever to cool in the fridge, we'd have to put either a little bit of cling wrap over the top so it didn't get a skin, or we just leave it there and get the skin because one of my brothers loved the pudding skin. I don't know why he did. Your dad loves rice pudding. I have not had a rice pudding for a long time. A long time. I prefer a soft, thin snickerdoodle. Eh. Like raisins on their own, but not really in the cookie. The sugar and cinnamon cookie. Oh, that sounds good. Instant chocolate too, Chrysanth. So this, and I'm going to make a note of this. I'm not putting this in here right now because I'm coming up with some more traditions that people do in different cultures on certain days. When you were little, were there any traditions your parents had for, say, your birthday? Did they do anything special on your birthday for you or not? I'm curious. My dad loves the skin on pudding. I just cannot do it. Pudding skin is an interesting treat. Ah, pudding skin. Ah, there we go. That's going to be my new rat bard, my rattling bard, pudding skin. I don't have a campaign on playing it, but I'm going to make a rattling bard and call him pudding skin. But yeah, let me know if your parents did anything interesting for your birthdays, or if you've done anything interesting for your kids, like traditions or things they do. All right, I've covered this place, and this is the capital, and it's doubled its size. So this place has grown pretty heavily. So when we get around to mapping it out, it's going to be cool to show, you know, the outer wall and the inner wall and all that stuff. Birthday traditions. Not really. My birthday is always right around Thanksgiving. That I'm not interested in my birthday. Well, that doesn't really help. Birthday tradition was asking us what we wanted and then not giving it to us. Hey, there you go, King Birthday. Ah, what do you want? It's not what you're getting. They wrapped all my birthday gifts and added it to the tree and let me pick. Oh. Interesting. I agree, Chrysanth. I hate mine too. And ask my mom how hard it is to get me gifts. I never cared or wanted anything. Ah, the non-materialist. What do you get the non-materialist who has nothing? Nothing. The essentials. There you go. When I was little, we had Tupperware was like a thing. My mom sold Tupperware in addition to her other jobs. And she also sold Avon, I think. Something like that. But she would do, you know, the Tupperware parties. People come over, they buy Tupperware, and we had Tupperware everywhere. But one of the things we had was, since there were the four of us boys at that point, my younger brother hadn't been born, there was a plate and bowl set. It was a cereal bowl, plastic bowl, little ring on the bottom so it sat flat, a cup, and I think a plate. So it was like a color-coded, and there was a red one, a green one, a yellow one, and a blue one. And each of us had one of those that was ours. So I think my oldest brother had blue, second oldest had green, I had yellow, and my youngest brother, I think, had red. I may be screwing those up. But on our birthdays, when we had money, which wasn't very often, and it was supposed to be a special thing when we were kids, we would get a box of cereal, a small box, the smallest kind of size of box, of the cereal that we liked. And that was just ours. Nobody else could have any, which was a big thing for us because we had no money, no food. And we would have, you know, we'd go down and there would be our cereal bowl would be set upside down. And sometimes they would put a candle on there. They would drip a little bit of wax, a little birthday candle, and light it. And, you know, say happy birthday in the morning. And I don't know, I think we usually got a present too, but mostly it was like a special meal and stuff like that. We got to choose what our dinner meal was and what kind of cake we wanted. That was the highlight of the birthday. That was pretty much it. But that only lasted until we were like oh, I don't know, 5 or 6. And then it kind of stopped for each of us. And after that, it was pretty much nothing. But when we were little, it was cool. A near Christmas baby. You love your birthday, Dave? That's good. I have my birthday and I don't really do much for it, so I see so many people on X and everything like, oh man, I forgot it's my birthday. And like, okay, you're posting it on X. Dear world, I just remembered it's my birthday. Wait till midnight and send. And I literally, usually I remember because I'm really timely and I know stuff, but there have been times where it has snuck up on me and I was like, oh, that's tomorrow, or oh, that's today. Or somebody's reminded me of it. I'm like, oh, dang it. But I don't do anything for it usually. So so I know some people who just make just such an event out of their birthdays. That's not a me thing. All right, Podcastra. So we're going back to this because this is going to factor into Seabreak Haven and the initial adventure that Moss is writing. The major deep water port of the Republic, where most of the Ephorian merchant houses have their villas, warehouses, bases of power. Sprawling Agrian city, which has spared much of the devastation of the God-Killer War, but has become less important to non-merchants due to its distance from the rest of the Godlands. Before the war, it was a major port and trade hub between Thalassia and the western Godlands. Since the destruction of the Sea Queen's beloved kingdom to the east, trade often goes through the smaller but bustling capital and port of Afor. The orchards of Port Castor are known far and wide for their bounty, olives, pomegranates, stone fruit, and nuts being their major exports. And that's why they're in that big pile of green there, where everything else starts to fade out into grossness. You make a rumor around our tradition. The family is the person who died on that day must remain silent for 24 hours and someone speaks that person's name. Spectre looking like the deceased haunts him for a month. Yeek! I hide and tell people the wrong day on purpose. Used to get Star Wars for my birthday, but then Disney moved it to December, and I guess that works because bad Star Wars. I can't believe Disney moved your birthday. That's mean of them, Dave. I like it, Warden. Wasn't a birthday tradition, but when my grandmother was still alive, she'd always give me $50 to go to field days to buy her a couple back scratchers for like $5 and let me pocket the rest. That's pretty nice. That's funny. I like it. That is pretty fun. Messages. All right. Great bathhouses of A4. Some own properly are sight to behold and business to them bring wealth into the city. The city also boasts temples to all the known gods and even one of the keepers. Temple of Greeks is considered cursed ground, and if you venture there or dare to disturb its darkened halls. Okay. Currently ruled by a censor Ezio Scavo, he has held the post at the behest of the council for longer than any other censor in living memory. He's a thoughtful and wise man, though he favors wine and song too much for some of the more serious denizens of the Strand. His wife, Viviana Scavo, is from the Galanis line, supposedly descended from Thalassian nobility, and as such has always pushed him for favorable deals with those clinging to their traditional way of life along the coast of the Lost Kingdom. So, I have her related to the people over there that are from the Whisper, not the Whisper, the Seabreak Haven of Folos all the way up to Chios. So she is related to those people through her nobility or her line of succession. Okay, Sulis Savis. And I will cover all those things over there. Yeah, that's gonna work. It's fine. Okay, well, I got a couple things to write down about some birthdays here. Hello over there, this eccentric. Sorry, I didn't notice your message until now because I accidentally clicked on Discord and it popped over the top of my Kick chat here. Oops. So hello. Poor Dave. Poor Dave. Poor Dave. Davicus. Right. So one of the things I was trying to decide if, since I'm working on that, we have Elysium and we have this little. I thought we had the trading post. Okay. Wonder if I should write down that that's the trading post. I don't know if I can make the text small enough to not be over the top of everything. Let's see here. We're gonna straighten this out so it's boop. And we're going to put this into boop. All right, and we will say Tradfa post? No, trade post. Yeah, it's pretty much blocking everything in the world here because it's such. It has to be so big to be legible. Well, we'll see. We'll see if we need to actually mark it. We'll leave it there for the moment. All right. Because Elysium is where Ari's Cairn. The city of Elysium was founded not long after the Godkiller War ended, originally being the semi-permanent vicus of an Agrine army camp where Ari's forces were stationed. After Ari, the demigod son of Xander, was killed, he and his followers were laid to rest in the great cairn that overlooks the city. Probably end up moving that closer. Pilgrimages are made here by the faithful each year, both to the barrow and to the temples located there. Great farms of Elysium are the main producers of grains and foodstuff for the Strand, the road to Silvermon. I just realized I have to move something here quickly. Symbols. Move. This has to be a lot closer. Otherwise, it makes no sense. All right, here we go. The great farms of Elysium are the main producers of grains and foodstuff for the Strand. The road to Silvermount in the north is guarded by the mile force, standing vigil against the darkness of the Whitewood. West of the city stands an Elysium trading post that interacts mainly with the dwarven caravans traveling between Silvermount and Silverton. We remember Silvermount all the way down through Silvermount, past Care Tumuli, past the trade post, past A4, past Eldwin, Vindonis, Rivenmont, all the way to Silverton. This is a major trade route for everything and everybody. So people that need to trade, they try to get their stuff up to A4 to get it to the hands of the dwarves and the people over there if they want to get it to a wide market. And there are dwarven caravans along those roads. So you can believe that the roads are well traveled by the dwarves and well guarded. Trying to decide if I want to put a note here because thinking about that, if you, as a trader, were like, hey, we got to make sure that our stuff doesn't get robbed, they would be looking for the next dwarven trade caravan that's going by, and they're like, when the dwarves go by and they leave, we're following them. We're going to stay within sight of them on the road because if something's going to attack the dwarves, then we're better off being near them rather than not because they're probably going to destroy it. And or nobody in their right mind is going to attack a dwarven caravan. So being near them is safe. There is the one rumor we have of one dwarven caravan having been looted by a dragon. But they are hell-bent on getting all that back if it's true. So there's rumors that they're getting ready to go take out a dragon, which is in our rumor section. So you follow the armored car is the mentality. Because it's a target, but also most people aren't going to attack it. Okay. Now, on to the little town Sulis, down here below the Bitter Lake on the coast. It's home to more baths and meddens than any other town in the Strand. It's the epicenter of a great deal of ambient volcanic activity. Since the end of the God-Killer War, the baths and hot springs have remained usable. Usable with few dangerous variations, making it one of the most stable sources for such services and amenities. So down here, lots of bathhouses and healing. Savis, named after the river bearing the same name, this river right here. Gotta get that yawn out of there. Named after the river bearing the same name, this village produces a great deal of shellfish for export, as well as great amounts of freshwater pearls in the isolated harbor that formed there after the coastal devastation. So right down here in this mouth and everything. Only shallow skiffs can tread the waves between the harbor and the seawater or the saltwater beyond, but this allows the pearl farmers to ply their trade in sheltered waters, so their harbor is just full of ruins. Depths of the coastal harbor hold the ruins of the original port of Savis, which was destroyed by Grix, sank beneath the waves. Divers often swim in and out of these ancient ruins as they hunt. Deeper into the ruins one goes, the more likely they are to find a prized specimen, but to do so is dangerous and only attempted by the bravest of divers. So, if you ever want to have some fun underwater adventures, go to Savis. Get a blocker and head for the end zone. Do it. Anything else I need to mention there? Nothing's popping into my brain that I need to mention there. Ding. Why does my phone go ding? Camera? Whole bunch of camera notifications. Ah, Benji must have left his isolation. Yep. He's no longer sleeping in... Oh, wait. No. He's totally still sleeping in the bag. He's just gone all the way to the back end of it. I can just see in the camera little bits of movement. At least I think it's him. I don't think the feral cat April took it. But she might have. I don't know. Nope, he's still in there. Or somebody's in there. I think it's him. It's so dark in there I can't even see because the camera, it's still light out. The night camera hasn't turned on, so I can't see. Can't see nothing. He's still there. He's just loving it. I don't know. He just thinks the bag is the greatest place to be. He's just like, bag! Okay, yeah, there's nothing else I need to say about Savis and the divers. I'm yawning a lot. I probably should have gotten some sleep last night. Would have been good. Dubris. But I'm off tomorrow, so this is fine. The ancient shipbuilding center of A4, the master shipwrights of Dubris were... responsible for some of the greatest vessels used during the God-Killer War. Destroyed by Grix and his forces in their incursion, it was only rebuilt after the war. While ships are still built there, its main exports are stone fruit and olives from the extensive orchards, as well as olive oil and other such staples. Stone quarries of Dubris are known far and wide for their marble, much of which was historically used in the building of bathhouses, villas, and meadows. Alright. So their food is mostly salted fish, olives, and fortified wines. Stop playing with your dingling. It just keeps going ding, 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 ding. Can't help it. There was a little bit of little bit of graininess in the bottom of my cup, and I remembered not to drink every little drop at the bottom because it's nothing but cayenne pepper. Last time I did it, it was because I'm like, oh, there's a couple of coffee grounds. Well, I'm gonna get the last bit of this coffee. I'm like, oh yeah, it's not coffee, not coffee. That's just hot pepper. All right, let's see here. I'm not gonna go into the Umbral at all right now. I thought there was an entry here that I still had a note to make on. Council. All right, let's see here. Major villages each have a small military garrison rotated from a standing army, stationed here for the purpose of protecting the people as they harvest the area's natural resources. Highly sought after salts and minerals from this area fetch a fair price in the markets far and wide, though the workers here see only a small portion of that profit, since it passes through many hands to reach those distant buyers. They lead simple lives, letting their work speak for them, enjoying stories around the hot springs and cold nights, and the lure of the simple life, or a simple life unburdened by war and deprivation. What are you guys doing outside? Every time you guys hear that ding, it's because something on the camera is getting a ping. I'm getting pinged. What, guys? I think literally it's just Benji rooting around in the bag, finding a comfy spot. He's a very fidgety sleeper. He will sit on my lap as long as I'm like petting him and moving my hand, like lightly, even if I'm just moving it like this. The moment I stop, he's like, "What are you doing?" So he's almost like he's got, I don't know, ADHD or something, where there's not motion or something comforting him. He's like, what's going on? So, originally founded by refugees from the God Killer Wars, villages have a strong tradition of storytelling, ancestral pride, and a work ethic admired by many. Naturally olive skinned, many of the people here can trace their legacy back to the great coastal cities destroyed in the God Killer War. The few even claim that they are descended from the kingdom of Lost Thalasia. The salt flats and the acidic pools of the caustic strand are easily recognized by their bleached hands, forearms, feet, and calves. A lifetime spent wading and working in the pools often leaves these areas with their skin shades lighter and pockmarked, symbol of pride demonstrating a long life of dedicated work. You would starve? No, like fish, olives, or wine? This is not your place. This is not your place, Sassy Witch. Why don't you steep the pepper? Well, I put the pepper because, well, for one thing, it's not quite as good that way. When I put it right on top, it filters out on the top, and then you can really get the burn going, that you can feel and taste it better. I've tried putting it in the grounds when I make the coffee, and it loses almost all of its heat. Not even any flavor left most of the time. So I have to put it in after. No like olives, fish, but love me some Jesus. You don't like olives or fish? What is it with you people? Versant doesn't like olives, Sassy Witch doesn't like olives, Dave doesn't like olives. You people. Huh? Festival where communities gather to celebrate, watch the Northern Lights, spirits of ancestors dancing in the sky. That's something it's possible that more of the orcs would do, because they already use the auroras out there as foretellers of the End Mother moving and doing things. And the other place there is the auroras, which we talked about before, is over in the Azure Kingdom, when the Grixis moon comes over and the atmospheres touch, and the what do you call them? The magnetic fields of the moon and the planet interact and create the aurora as they go past, foretelling Grix fall and other things. other thing. It can have a strong effect on lycanthropes. All I'm gonna say. Ding. Let's see. What were we doing here? Oh, the mile forts. Nope, I was writing about the mile forts. I'm just tired of hearing this ding. I wonder if I can actually mute this thing properly. All right, let's see. Stop dinging so much. Stop it. I am going to grab a napkin here because my nose is slightly sniffly from that. I only want one napkin. I don't need 50 of them. There we go. So many of the current villages along the Strand were built around the only remaining structures after the devastation wrought by Grixion's army, the Agrian Mile Forts. Yep. The ancient stone forts have long been robbed away by builders and no longer stand, but in most villagers, they tower above the houses and are home to the local garrison or justice council. Nearly every village along the Strand is built in close proximity to the main road or within sight of it. Countryside past the control of the Mile Forts is unsafe due to the large number of wild predators and unpredictable geological events. Dragons? What? Ding ding, exactly. More dings. Okay, I misread what you typed, Sassy Witch. After Fantastic said, oh, let's see. Olives are just grapes with a smoking habit. I stand by my assessment. I don't like them either. I don't like olives. Fantastic. I'm not a fan of olives either. Sassy Witch said, never can stand the smell of olives. I misread that and thought you wrote, never can stand the smell of elves. I was thinking, quite a statement. Smart people. Ding, ding. Yeah. I stand alone with liking olives. I like black olives. I like green olives. I like stuffed olives. I like Kalamata olives. Olives, 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 olives. I love olive oil. Not the character, the substance. Wow, Frost. You message retracted. You're in the minority here, Frost. Although my mom also loves black olives. All right, there. Ouch, that's funny. Glad I'm not the only one to read things weird. Yep. He doesn't like the smell of elves. Got it. I like olive oil, the character, not the substance. I don't know. I can't help it. I just like elves. Oh, I mean olives. Olives. Yeah, yeah. I like the smell of olives and elves. I don't know. Do elves smell? Do they really smell? I mean, they have a scent to them, obviously, because they're olives and brine. Depends, I guess, on which kind of olives you're talking about. Sorry, I got to snip the end of my fingernail off here. Sorry about the clipping noise. I know that can trigger some people, and if it's bothering you too much, I can stop. Just have to do one more snip. There we go. I took a chunk out of my fingernail with a bottle cap earlier because I was playing with it like a dink. This eccentric. Do you like olives? Or are you with all these people? I thought you said sniff your nail. Nope, snip. You know, I bought these nail clippers for a friend of mine, and then I bought a pair as just a little gift along with some other stuff I got them for like Christmas one year, as just like, hey, here's a little thing. And I bought one for myself afterwards because they loved them so much. They're just a normal nail clipper. You flip the thing up. There's this little tab that you flip forward, and that makes it this, because it's got a solid body and it traps the nails in there when you clip. And so you flip that back open, and then you can take the thing and dump it out because it's got a little hollow cavity in there. So, and they're super sharp, and they're very, very resilient. So, and they're also made in the USA. But I've never bought another set of fingernail clippers since I bought that. New King Trout video for after this. King Trout? Who's King Trout? Ray Lavash. Ew. Royal newborns. Interesting. Nice. A great example why I neither trust the government in the market or in general, but also know we need at least a little of them. I don't know who that is. I will have to look it up. If you look up this name, is it? Yeah. That, and it's spelled with one S, no dash MES. Look them up on like Amazon or whatever. You should be able to find them. I mean, it's like 20 some bucks for these, I think it is. But like I said, I've never had to buy another one. I've had this one for many, many, many years. You're welcome. Let's see. This eccentric says, I don't mind green olives, but not really fond of olives. Okay. So I'm going to guess that none of you like olive loaf, the lunch meat, or pickle and pimento loaf. No one. That was a staple of my growing up. When we got lunch meat, it was pickle and pimento loaf, salami with peppercorns in it, or olive loaf, or sometimes just plain old bologna. Because my aunt worked for Oscar Mayer, and so sometimes we could get like their slightly damaged packaged versions that they would give to the families, and she would always give a lot of it to us. Like how Kodak Film Company knew about all the World War II nuclear tests because it was messing with their X-ray film. Ah. Yuck and double yuck. Oh, you people. Hey, I grew up around farmers. That stuff was like a delicacy because sometimes we go to the farmers and they'd be like, all right, here's what we're having for breakfast. Canned fish. Or it's beef tongue for dinner. And not like, hey, somebody made a beautiful tender beef tongue. It was like they boiled it. And it was just the disgusting beef tongue boiled with onions. Like, gross. And so, yeah, when I could get something like that, I'm like, well, it's processed. It's not head cheese. So I'm happy about that. But, yeah, I mean, even thinking about this, I think I have it in Xandria. Or did I put it? I put it in somewhere here. Let me see where I put it. I put in, yeah, in Agrium. Two of their main foods. One of their first huge exports, or one of their claims to fame for food, is garum. And the other one is lardo. And if you don't know what lardo is, go look it up. And if you've never had it, you should find a place that makes it and have some. I'm going to guess that Chrysanth knows what it is, maybe? You have garum? Ah, nice. Pimento peppers, a crop I picked one summer. A smell of rotten ones. Ew. Know what it is? Never tried it, though. Yeah, originally when they used to make it, I think I want to say Tuscany? I don't know. It's some part of Italy or Roman Italy. They would take, it's basically fat, the fat back. It's basically pork fat. Oops. Where's my machine? I don't know. It's basically, I think it's fat back. I don't think it's pork belly. But they spice it with like rosemary and, oh my gosh, what else did they put in it? I don't think they use garlic. What else do you put in Italian? Garlic, sage, oregano, stuff like that. I think they might have used anise and other stuff, but you spice it up, and they would put it in little containers carved out of Carrara marble and just let it cure and get spiced up in there. It's really silky. It's quite I don't even know how to explain it. It's very rich. Yeah. So the only time I ever had it, it was on whatever the little crackery things. There's some kind of it's I can't remember what their name. The little Italian things, not crostini, something like that. Maybe, I don't know. It was little thin slices of it. It was really good. It's very good if you like that sort of thing, but it's literally fat. Anyway, you should try it. Garum. If you like a very strong condiment and you don't mind something that smells pretty strong, try garum. If not, stick to liquid aminos or soy sauce. Anyway, enough of that. So I'm basically out of time here. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing more of this on Thursday again. And tomorrow you can catch me on Wednesday after dark. Yeah, so I'm Frost. I have been Frost, and I will continue to be Frost. And this has been Frost Written for Tuesday, for me working on the lore of the Legend Seeker world, and then going off on tangents about olives and garum and hot springs and dragons and whatnot. So, like I said, I'll be back. If you guys are interested in watching something fun tonight, I believe is tonight Seasons of Ghosts, or is tonight Signal of Screams? I think it's Signal of Screams tonight. Anyway, go over to the Moonskull channel and watch tonight. And leave comments, throw more thoughts about weird things about the lore that you want to see in the comments. But like the stream. And I'm going to get out of here. I will talk to you all a little bit later. Bye.